Hey, I'm Molly Tuttle, and this is My Guitars and Me. I am holding a custom Martin guitar. This is a Dreadnought guitar, and I got this about a year ago from Martin. We've been talking about it for a whole year of just kind of planning out this guitar. They built it and then delivered it to me last summer at my show in Pennsylvania, where Martin guitars are built. So it's a Dreadnought, and it's a Madagascar rosewood back and sides. So it's kind of like a D28 model, but I got a custom sunburst, custom inlay, and a few other little specifications like the neck size and neck shape that I like, the V kind of shape and the 1 16th neck. And then I got to pick out the wood that you see on the back, which is really pretty. I like a slimmer guitar neck, but it really depends. Like certain bluegrass guitar players who play super fast like the thicker necks because they feel like it's easier to just kind of like have the space that you need for your fingers. But for me, I like the thinner size. And actually just back in Nashville, I bought a vintage Martin from the 40s, and that kind of went into my decision to get a 40s Martin instead of a 30s Martin, because the 30s, the ones that I played have a much thicker neck, and then the 40s is when they started doing that thinner necks that I like. It's kind of hard to tell, except if you're like really up close, but they are crooked branches. So I'm glad you could like see what they were from over there. One of my, like the first kind of bluegrass record that I made a couple years ago was called Crooked Tree, and we had this logo made up. It's my initials, an MT, made out of tree branches, and that was like on the CD and the vinyl packaging. My little logo was on that record. So I sent that to them as one potential inlay idea, and then they had this idea to make the fret markers out of branches and make it like get more and more crooked as you get up the neck, and then finally my logo up here. So it was kind of inspired by my Crooked Tree song. I kind of write on all my guitars at home, like whichever one's lying around, I'll just pick up and start writing on. So I can't remember any specifically which songs I've written on this, but I've also taken it out on the road a fair amount. I was playing it all last fall after I got it in the summer, and I'm playing here at Royal Albert Hall tomorrow, so I'll have this guitar there. So it's been kind of a road guitar for me, so sometimes it like lives in the road case and I don't have it at home, but it's really great for touring with, and it's a beautiful guitar, and like it was really fun. The whole process of kind of making it customized was fun, so then at the shows people always get excited when I take it out. Well, my new album that just came out is called So Long Little Miss Sunshine, and it's a collection of 11 songs that I wrote, one cover. And I recorded it in Nashville with amazing producer Jay Joyce, and he really kind of pushed my music into some new territory. My past couple records before this one were more in the bluegrass realm. This one is a little bit of a departure stylistically, but it's all these songs I've kind of been writing for the past few years and, you know, stockpiling, just kind of waiting for the right moment to make a record like this and really explore new sounds with my music. There was a little bit of both, kind of making sure my identity and my roots with, like, I guess bluegrass and kind of American roots music still stayed like a through line on the new album. And a lot of how we did that was with the guitar playing. But at the same time, I did like want to stretch my playing as well and not just kind of play everything like I would as if I was playing with like a banjo and an upright bass. I wanted to just kind of make it more like, make the style a little more general and also just kind of more uniquely mine, not trying to fit into any sort of certain mold. On my past couple records, I go to take a solo and it's kind of like a constant stream of notes, or like there'll be some ideas and melodic stuff in there, but it's a lot of like notey guitar solos. With this record, we wanted to make the solos, some of them we tried to make it so almost you could like sing the solo. It's not just this flurry of which you find a lot in bluegrass. I'm not saying that's like a horrible thing, but it's kind of what I've been doing. can't really change my natural tone too much, but we did use some like effects in the studio. I was running my guitar at times through a pedal board that Jay Joyce had put together, and he was clicking the pedals as it went along, and then he went back and, you know, added some stuff. And I feel like that was taking like the purely acoustic tone and trying to make it a little contemporary and fit in with this different style of production that I hadn't really done before. This guitar is from the Pre-War Guitar Company. They're in Hillsborough, North Carolina, and it's a really small company. They have a long waiting list now because their guitars have gotten really popular. But I first heard about this company at a little guitar store in Nashville where I live called Carter Vintage Guitars. And it kind of came about like an interesting way. I was playing a show in Ohio. This guy came up to me and said he had all this really beautiful Brazilian rosewood, and he knew I liked pre-war guitars, so he offered to send the wood to the guitar company for free and have them build me this guitar. So it was kind of out of the blue. This guy had this amazingly rare wood that ended up being on this guitar, and I talked to the company and they're like, yeah, we know that guy, like he's legit and he has a really nice wood for building guitars with. So it was super generous. So it's definitely seen some wear and tear. It's been cracked here and here and here, and it got dropped once by some stage techs and it got messed up there, and then it has these, I don't even know what these are from. So yeah, it's seen some wear and tear. This is all from like belts and stuff I wear on stage, just wear on the back. But the thing that's kind of interesting about the pre-war guitar company is that they age all the wood, and they also they have different levels of distress that you can order. So some of their guitars they scratch up and they make them look crazy. They've even put like a bullet hole in a guitar before. They'll like chain them to like a car and like drag them through the gravel. I don't know if they actually have done that, but I think maybe they have. But this one I asked for no distress because I was like, I'm gonna mess it up on tour enough already. So all of this that you see is from me, but yeah, when I got it, they had just kind of lightly worn down the finish, so I think it's like, it's a little thinner than you find on a lot of new guitars, so it's easier to like make your own scratches on it. For the style of guitar playing that I do, it's like, you really can't beat like the vintage guitar sound, and vintage guitars just have like a certain fullness to them. They've been like played for so many years that a lot of them have really opened up and they have a bigger sound and they're more resonant. And the other thing about them is it's kind of nice for touring in a way because the wood has been aged and it's dried out, so the top doesn't like change and fluctuate as much. The wood's kind of had a chance to settle in, which is part of why I like these pre-war guitars, because they do an aging process on the wood where they're almost like putting it in a sort of oven for the wood, and that gets a lot of the moisture out. So I find when I take this on the road, the setup, the action doesn't go up and down as much on some of my other newer guitars. My theory is that maybe their aging process helps the guitars be a little more stable. I just drilled a hole in it for a mic to come out of. So when I'm playing live, I can mix this mic signal with my pickup signal and have two channels coming out of the guitar. So it's turning into a little bit of a Frankenstein. And I don't really want to bring like a vintage Martin out on the road because I know it'll get worn out. So this will be my new strictly touring guitar, and then I'll have another studio guitar at home. The pickup is a K&K Pure Mini. I just got this put in about a week or two ago. It's brand new, so I haven't played a single show with this new setup, but we've had some tech rehearsals where I was using it, making sure I liked how it sounded. And it's kind of night and day for me because I've been using just a pickup or a pickup with a little tiny mic that's like embedded into the pickup system under the saddle. And I think this will be better because it gives me a lot more control with a dedicated mic channel. It's also like a really nice kind of high quality mic for the guitar, and then I can get the volume that I need and the fullness that I need, like in no matter what venue I'm in. I know I can be loud without feeding back, which is the issue with just the mic. It's really hard for acoustic instruments to get loud enough. I'm hoping this will give me the best of both worlds. It was a bit of a commitment to drill a second hole into this Brazilian rosewood. But I think it'll be worth it. It sounded really good when I was playing it the other day. But yeah, I would never want to do this to like any sort of vintage guitar, so that's kind of the beauty of having a new guitar that still has that old sound and old feel to it. This has been my guitars and me. Thank you all so much for watching.